what's inside that church. What happens to those people? They have been given a purpose.
Yeah.
Well, I think that, first of all, that started with Julius casting this group of guys. I mean, you know, that you're kind of going out on a limb. We didn't meet. None of us had met before this. He just sort of picked a bunch of people and threw us together, and somehow it all worked out.
Yeah.
But then we did the boot camp. Take it away, Wyatt.
we did a boot camp where literally they literally put bags over our heads, put us in a car, you couldn't see where we were going, put us in a forest, and all of a sudden we're like, okay, now build a tent. And it was crazy.
Survive.
Yeah. And we had Freddie Joe Farnsworth, who was our military advisor. He kind of taught us how to meld in together as a group, as a unit, by putting up tents together and putting these seemingly innocuous things. But you quickly realize how you need somebody and you need your teammates and how you have to fall into your role. And over 4 days, when you're talking by a campfire, learning a lot of skills that we were going to be using in the movie, sleep deprivation, getting a taste of what it might be like. You learn a lot about each other in 4 or 5 days, and people share things about themselves that are candid, and you become friends quickly, and that's what happened.
I think it can hark back a little bit to that boot camp where, we weren't like you said, we weren't method and staying in character all the time, but we did start to work out, where our roles were, and figured that kind of rhythm out of how people work. And so by the time we got on set, there was I think we all kind of were quite aware of who our characters were. So then now all that happens is you put them in certain situations and see, for instance, Chase is a pacifist. He's quite like an innocent guy, whereas Tibbet's a bit of a bully, And so you put them in a scene together. There's just an instant kind of interesting and sometimes funny conflict.
Welcome to France.
What happened here? Some questions don't have good answers.
There's a lot of soldiers out there, and there's only 4 of us.
Find out what's inside that compound.
Having as much practical elements as possible is such a gift, and oftentimes that's not the case. Oftentimes it's just a green screen and tape marks on a wall or a ball or whatever. Having Julius and JJ give him the support to go in a direction where it was most of the things were there. None of the super soldiers are CG. All that stuff is on those people. He wore a prosthetic, and when you look at that, it really helps transport you to the situation.
What's behind that wall? What do you do with those people?
It makes your job pretty easy when everybody else around you is awesome. So it makes it fun to be a part of the project when everybody's doing a great job, everybody's there to work. Don't often on a movie always have people who, especially in this situation, give 110% because it's hard. There were days that were hard, and nobody ever complained, nobody ever gave up. Nobody ever said, I can't or I don't want to. And that was a big part of getting through it and helping people through it. You need your guys. And I had a point where I got very sick. And the support from everybody for me, I was able to be like, yeah, let's go, keep going.
Kind of going back to what you were first asking about the camaraderie and all that. Again, going back, Julius having the foresight to send us on that boot camp and having Freddie Joe, our sergeant there, on set the entire time, that never broke.
Right.
We stayed that unit. We always were supporting each other. And I mean, we didn't have to. There was no one was making us do that.
Right.
It's just we became a team, and it's just, I don't know. You can't it just happens. It's kind of magical how that happens.
Yeah. And by having him on set is like, you know, from the get-go when we went on that boot camp with Freddie Joe, I'm talking about the military advisor, it's like you call him Master Sergeant and he doesn't take shit, you know, and he demands respect and you give it to him. And so like on set, him just being that presence on set, it felt like, you know, Master Sergeant was there every day, and like when he was like, it's time to go, you know, he would usually come up instead of the AD and go, get on set, you'd be like, yes sir, you know.
Yeah, you did it, you know, you just did it.
Chase, how do you feel?
I feel really good.
Holy Christ.
What you doing me?
Overlord.